What's up guys, this is Miasin. So today I wanted to make a quick little video on this card right here. Top hat here, the Silhouette Magician, linked to monster that just came out in Infinite Forbidden. It's also a secret rare, which makes the set even more pay to win, as if it wasn't the case already. But it's a really interesting card. On the link summon, you get to set any continuous shop with an effect to summon itself from your deck to your spell and shop zone. And then when a monster, when anything is summoned from the spell and shop zone to the monster zone, you get to destroy one spell or trap your opponent controls. So that's pretty cool. And also it's an illusion monster, so it has that typical effect of neither monster that battles with it dies. But when you use its effect to set a continuous shot from your deck to your field, you can't use it as a link material for the rest of the turn. So that is one big drawback that you have to take into consideration. Therefore, is this card really worth playing or not? And if it is the case, what are the best targets for this card? Well, in this video, I will try my best to help you out with that. But before we go any further, friendly reminder, of course, to smash the like and subscribe button. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first target for the Silhouette linked to, hold on a second, Silhouette Magician is Silhouette. Yeah, how original. This card is also an illusion monster, and it has two effects. So the first one, really boring, is just the illusion effect of, again, if this card battles a monster, blah, 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 who cares. And also, another effect, when it's activated, if this card is special summoned, you can target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of illusion monsters you control, including itself. So that's at least one negation. Negate their effects until the end of this turn. Yeah, this card sucks because it is a trigger effect. It will trigger when it is summoned in a separate chain link. So if your opponent activates a Dark Ruler evenly, you cannot negate it. It's not like this card right here, Apophis de Somme Deity, which is really good because it can negate Dark Ruler, evenly, Droplet, etc. Because it negates right away, just like how the virtual worlds, you can't really Veiler them. You activate in the hand, and then you summon, and you also get your Search and your Foolish, etc. Apophis de Somme Deity, you summon, and you negate at the exact same time, which is nice, but you have to have other continuous trap cards on the field in order to negate something with Apophis. Therefore, this card is a little gimmicky. You can't really rely on it too much. You can definitely play the top hat here in the Eldritch deck because obviously there's a lot of trap monsters there. I like to call them trap monsters instead of continuous trap that can summon themselves from the spell and trap zone. Ew, that's absolutely disgusting. Anyways, this card is a Statue of Anguish pattern. Really cool card. It can summon itself as a level 7, and while it's summoned this way, every single time you summon a card from the spell and shop zone to the monster zone, you get to destroy one card on the field, and it's not once per turn. So if you have multiple copies of this card, you get a lot of value, and it's a level 7 for potential Draco Sap plays. Definitely recommend looking into this card if you're playing a trap heavy, or rather, trap monster heavy deck. Now, we are getting into the best card right here, which I think everybody is looking into, because I think this is, if anything, the reason to play this package. It's Angel Statue Azurune, and it's always been good, honestly, but now there's a real reason to splash it generically. It can summon itself as a level 4 Light Fairy, which is now the reason why you want to play it. The reason why you want to play it is because of its two effects. The first one is once per turn when your opponent would special summon a monster while this card is in your monster zone, you can send to the graveyard one continuous shop card in your monster zone that was special summoned from the spell and shop zone. That's a mouthful just to say a trap monster. Yeah, except for the Palace of Monsters because those are normal trap cards. And then you negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. So it's pretty much like a Black Horn of Heaven / Solemn Warning that doesn't negate like cards or effects that are trying to summon a monster. So you can't negate a monster reborn. But if your opponent performs like a Synchro or Xyz or Link summon, even off of the effects of the 10 by Dragon monsters, as long as it's Chain Link 1, you get to negate them with Azurune. And also the monster that kills Azurune dies by this card's effect. So that's, you know, it's a lot of value that you get because it's a Solemn Warning, and also you get to proactively trigger the effect of the top hat here, the Silhouette Magician, in order to destroy a spell or trap card your opponent controls, which again is a trigger effect, so you get it on a separate Chain Link, which is good against like the 10 by Dragon field spell, but it's not good against, let's say, Trickstar Light Stage, where you activate the card and you also get your search at the exact same time. Alright, this next card is Prey of the Jirai Gumo. Very interesting. You get to summon it as a normal monster, level 5 though, for no good reason. There might be a reasoning behind that, but whatever. Because I know Jirai Gumo is a level 4. I think in the anime, that was like a gimmick used to like destroy Celtic Guardian or Axe Raider, I forgot. But yeah, it's just really cute, and this is like a really nice throwback to that. So yeah, huge shoutouts to Konami for thinking about this. But yeah, you can summon it in the same column where you set it, and then you can destroy a monster upon controls in the same column. So the only way to make this card really worth playing is if you occupy one of the extra monster zones, and then you summon this card, well, you set this card in the other one, and then your opponent summons a Link monster, you flip this, and then you destroy your opponent's Link monster, because there is pretty much no counterplay. And it also has a graveyard effect, which is absolutely fantastic. The only issue is that it can only search dog shit cards. So yeah, it can search Sangha with the Thunder, Kazijin, or Suijin. nobody cares. But yeah, still a really cool card overall, but I don't really recommend playing this one, as Arune is miles ahead of it. Okay, this card right here has a little bit of potential, but not that much, so it can summon itself as an Earth Zombie effect monster. No, sorry, I'm extremely stupid. Dark Zombie, there we go. And it reads, all monsters your opponent controls that can attack must attack this card. So if you got this and like Appaloosa or IP Masquerena, at least you know that they're not going to take the fall any soon. And also this card, when it dies by the opponent's monster, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to double the attack of the opponent's monster, but your opponent takes a maximum of 3,000 damage. So in other words, this card is very bad. Okay, speaking of garbage, this card is you're finished. Like, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. I might be exaggerating just a tiny little bit, but it reads, if 10 or more cards and or effects have been activated this turn. So it's basically like Nibiru, but at home. Special summon this card as an effect monster, and then once per turn, when your opponent activates a card effect, while this card is in your monster zone, so in other words, after 10 or more cards or effects have been activated this turn, you can destroy as many cards your opponent controls, and then you set this card back in the spell and trap zone. So first of all, the artwork is really nice. I think that's in Dinomorphia. It might be Dinomorphia Theresa. It's very gimmicky. It's very slow. You have to wait way too long for this card to be live, even though it also counts your cards or effects. So if you're playing a deck like Labyrinth, where you use like Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, Chain Link 3, Chain Link 4 at the speed of light, then maybe this card might be decent. But overall, don't rely on this card, honestly. Okay, this card right here is a Kue Biko. Okay, whatever. I mean, look, I don't care about the name. It's a TCG exclusive. That's all I need to know. And so it reads, once per chain, when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field that targets a card you control, way too specific, you can set this card in your spell and trap zone, and if you do negate that opponent's effect, then if that monster has the highest attack on your opponent's field, return it to the hand. I want to see the best case scenario for this card is if you summon this, and then destroy a spell or trap, obviously with the link too, and then your opponent goes into Nightmare Phoenix, and then tries to destroy one of your spells or traps, whatever, and then you go chain this, and so negate, and also bounce back the Nightmare Phoenix from your opponent's field into the hand. But this is like the absolute best case scenario. More often than not, this card will do jack shit. So yeah, a whole lot of nothing, because Azarunage is just better. Like, instead of trying to wait until your opponent uses Phoenix and then negate it and then bounce it back, why not just negate the summon altogether? It's way more, it makes way more sense. There's really no reason to look into these cards when Azarune is just infinitely better. Deadass. And finally, this last card is Time Thief Hour Reserve. You can summon it as a level 4. And then you can also summon a Machine Time Thief monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. It also has like an irrelevant graveyard effect. But yeah, I mean, it might be cool if you played with like Temple of the Kings, because then it can get your stuff going. And if you can summon Time Thief Regulator, this card's not too bad. It's kind of like a Rescue Rabbit. But again, who cares? That's all I have to say. Like, Time Thief is, you know, it's been kind of ignored by Konami for a little too long. I feel like it's one of those TCG exclusive that got like 1 or 2 like semi-good waves of support, and then, you know, they just forgot that the deck even existed. I think we got like OCG exclusive that ended up being like better than anything else that we got before. Anyways, what are the kinds of decks that can play this package? Well, anything that's like combo heavy, I want to say can utilize it really well. So the Snake Eye deck, obviously, because there's also inherent synergy with Divine Temple and Flamberge. When you summon those monsters, I mean, when you summon monsters off of those effects, you can still trigger the top ad here in order to destroy a spell trap card your opponent controls. Keep in mind, though, that it's still once per turn, so you can't destroy like infinite spells and traps just because you have a bunch of effects to summon from the spell and trap zone. You can also play this in like White Forest, whatever. It can summon so many monsters, it's crazy once it gets the ball going. Yubel deck, obviously, as well, and the Millennium Exodia deck, because this one is really interesting. You have a lot of bodies that you can summon very easily. The only issue is that when you use Millennium Ankh to summon the big Exodia monster, the level 10 fusion, it shuffles back all of your monster cards on your field back into the deck, which is super annoying. The one way to like kind of maximize your value off of the cards that you have would be by going to this and then getting Azarune, and then you activate Millennium Ankh or Ankh, and then you summon the Exodia dude, and then you keep the Azarune, and you have the Exodia, so that's like 3 interruptions, which is actually pretty good. So yeah, in conclusion, honestly, this package, it's only really good with this card, so that's like honestly the MVP of this Link monster's existence. Otherwise, I would have not really recommended this card whatsoever, because the other cards are honestly like really mediocre. They're just not worth playing, but this one is actually extremely good. Just in case you were wondering if there's other good targets out there, the answer is hell nah. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know how you feel about this package in the comment section below. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.